Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye and this is my world. Okay, today we're going to cover, is he worth your time? Is he worth your time? Okay, now before we get started, I want to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all of the new subscribers and welcome to all the new viewers. And I don't want to leave the men out. We do have some men on this channel. I say welcome to you. Um, and I hope that I can say something in this message that will be beneficial to all of you. Okay, so let's dig in because we have some letters to go through. All right, and before I do that, I want to say uh, on this channel, I started answering your questions. So for those of you who may have a question, toward the end of the video, I will show you a link where you can send your questions. And I will either answer your question through email, or if the question is something that I think the answer can benefit the collective, then I will read it online and answer it there. Okay? And I will also try to let you know when it's going to air. Okay? Now, I'm getting a lot of questions coming in, and I may overlook someone. And if I do, just don't miss a video. Keep looking for your answer. And if you don't see it, after at least a month, you see, then send your question in again. Okay? Because, it could get overlooked. All right? So here we go. The first question. And this is from Europe. I would like to ask you whether this man is even worth my time. We are not dating. Actually, we have never met in person. Just online. Ladies, you know that's a red flag, right? Online. He is from Austria and I am from Serbia. I will point out some facts. When we started an online chat, he immediately exchanged nude pics, assuming I was in Vienna and that I would be a random hookup. Yeah, he did. He is allegedly 55, divorced with 2 sons, adult 19 and 25 years old. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Number one, if a man sends you nude pictures, he's telling you right there, all he's looking for is sex. That's it. Okay? So don't be fooled by that. If a man sends you a nude pic, he's looking for sex. Okay? He looks really good. Unfortunately, better than some men my age, and I am 33. And he seems to have an exciting lifestyle. I am a lawyer, but have a secret life as an escort. It's a good way to get more money. Plus, I am not bothered by stupid, casual relationships, which are even more dangerous emotionally, physically, etc. Okay, now, since we read a little further in the letter, since you are an escort, but then you probably were not offended by the nude pictures. You probably were not offended. And you go on to say that he's a good-looking guy. My biological clock is slowly ticking, and I do want to marry and have a husband and a child. Considering that he is divorced, and as a lawyer, I'm aware that it is far better for a childless woman to marry a childless man in terms of practically everything. I asked him to give me money for sex, and he refused. Wants to have sex without condom and no cash, and wants me to come to Vienna. I find it rather stupid and a waste of my money, Plus this idea that I'm supposed to do it raw out of the fact that I just like him is also ludicrous. Well, there's a lot of things in this letter that's kind of ludicrous. Okay, let's go on. After a while of chatting, he said he loves me, which of course I do not feel in practice, but reason may be the fact that we are in different countries. Well, he's saying that he loves you because he wants sex. Men pull it out of the head as a last resort. I cannot deny that I do not feel a very explicit desire for him and urge to sexually punish him. Is he worth my time to even go to Vienna to meet up with him? Okay. Now, from the letter, it seems that both of you are kind of into the sex. Okay, you're an escort. I know you're sleeping with people. You understand? You don't just go out there and just be on a date. When a man calls up an escort, he pays a good sum, but he's looking for sex. Okay? So you asked this man to pay you for sex because you knew that's what he wanted. The thing is, when you meet people online, don't expect them to be honest with you. Okay? That's number one. And he talks about he's divorced and 55 and has two sons, two adult sons. Well, he was pretty young when he was pretty young when he had these kids, if this is true. But nevertheless, as soon as you started chatting, he gonna shoot you the pictures because he wants you to know that that's what he wants. He wants sex. Now, you a sex worker. That really, you are a sex worker, and you've even asked him to pay you for sex, but he refused. And now you want to know if you should go to Vienna to hook up for what? He already told you he's not going to pay you. So, I mean, he looks good, but what is it that you are truly after? Are you looking for clients, or are you looking for a relationship? If you are looking for a relationship, you need to forget this man, because that is not what he's looking for. I don't care what it looks like. That is not what he's looking for. He went online to find women to sleep with. So, if you want a relationship, if you want a sexual connection, all right, here's your man. That's what he wants. Sex. But don't go in thinking that a sexual relationship is going to turn into something real. Don't do that. No man has ever fallen in love with a woman just because he had sex with her. He lusts for her to have more sex, but that's not where love is. Love is not found in the sexual experience. You understand? And apparently you let this man know that you were an escort on the side, and he was all in. He was all in. So, I'm telling you, I don't see a future with this man, and I don't think you should take off to go to Vienna to meet him. No. He will assume you're just coming there to have sex. And it doesn't mean that he is going to stay with you or try to build anything with you after he has sex with you. That's probably going to be it. This man living in another place, you cannot tell if this man is married or not. You see, he could be living with somebody. You can't tell. You're not there. Men online tell women anything. anything, you understand, to get what they want. He could still be married. How do you know? You take off to Vienna, you could be taking yourself into a bad situation. A bad situation. I know when I was very young. I think I was probably still in college when this happened. And I met this man. I didn't meet him online. It was somebody that I knew growing up. And he asked me to come down. I went to school in upstate New York. He asked me to come to the city to meet him. Okay. I knew him. I figured I would. So here I go. I take off going down to the city to meet this man. And then, I went to his friend's house waiting for him to arrive. And guess what? His girlfriend arrived. His girlfriend arrived and confronted me. Confronted me. I had no idea. I had no idea about his situation. You understand? And it did not turn out well. It did not turn out well, but I learned a lesson from that. Do not take off meeting these men because you don't know what the situation is on the other end. Okay? So my advice to you is if you are looking for a relationship, this is not the man for you. He told you right up front that all he wanted was sex by sending you those nude pics. You understand? So that's a no-go on that one. All right? So I hope you understand. I hope you understand that message because it's not a good idea to meet men online. And, today we are in a digital age and, we feel like we can just go online and we can screen these people before we actually meet them. But, see, the thing is, you are screening an illusion. 9 times out of 10, you're not even communicating with the person you think you're communicating with. That's true. I just ran into a young man the other day who went online and found a date, you see, and he goes taking off to meet the date, and she looks nothing like the picture. Nothing, nothing like the picture. It's best not to date online. It's best not to date online. If you decide you want somebody, go into yourself and work on yourself, number one. You work on yourself, number one, because before you will find a suitable and lasting relationship, I would say that you need to get rid of all of those energies that you picked up along the way in your escort business. Because every time you've had sex with someone, you have bonded with their energy. You understand? And you don't want to take all of those energies into a relationship that you really care about. You understand? So, I may put something in the link for you to heal from a soul tie. You definitely soul tied probably to a lot of people. So I'm going to put in a link for you to heal. But you do need to heal. And I'm going to tell you, once you heal, you'll probably get a new perspective on this whole dating situation. On the whole dating situation. You see, I'm going to say it again. You date people to get to know them, not to have sex with them. You see, somehow we've gotten off the rail. Having sex with a person is a totally different thing. Women go in it with their emotions. You see, a woman can have sex with a man and think she's in love. A man can have sex with a woman and it doesn't mean a thing. It does not mean a thing to a man. It's just a few moments of pleasure. That's how they think. You understand? That's how they think. The way that this man shot you nude pictures, he's looking for sex. And if he's married, he's not getting it at home the way he wants it or whatever. And he's out online trying to get other women. He shoots the nude picture out, and some women are turned off by that, so okay. But it's like fishing. That's what it is, like fishing. He puts it out there, and whoever takes the bait, you see, you on. Now he wants to meet you because he just wants to have sex. That's it. So I'm gonna end it here, and I hope that you understand that message. Okay. So let's go to another letter. This is another young lady. I am 57 years old, plus size professional woman. I'm twice divorced. When my second marriage ended, I started dating. Me not dating for so many years, I was oblivious to the games men play, and they play a lot of games. I have made horrible decisions when it comes to men. You're not alone. We all have. We all have. You learn as you go. All right? The worst mistake was approaching a man I was interested in. He rejected me. This devastated me. Never approach a man. Never chase a man. Never call a man. Never text a man. Listen, men are supposed to approach you. Now, I know you see men that, I'd like to have that man over there. And you're only going by the appearance. You don't know him. You're only going by what he looks like. Okay? And, I hear women out here saying, it's all right to, if he don't ask you out, you go and ask him out. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Now, there are some shy men out there. And women, approach them and it just clicks, and then, okay, so I'm going to put that disclaimer out. There are some very shy men out there. And women approach them, and then they can, go on to maybe bloom into a relationship. You see, I understand that. But usually the men that you are meeting should be approaching you. And if they don't, they're not interested. You understand? Ladies, you need to understand this. You really need to understand this. Because even a shy guy, he may give you some kind of hints that he's interested. He may not just come up to you and start talking. You understand? But he'll give you some hint that he's interested in you. But usually, if a man does not approach you, it means that he is not interested. Okay, so don't embarrass yourself. And don't be devastated by it. I mean, it was a lesson for you to learn not to do it again. Okay? Let's go to next. I went on to date another man that was really only looking for hookups, unbeknownst to me. Well, hopefully you found out that he only wanted a hookup right in the beginning and before you had sex with him. Hopefully that happened. You see, and you didn't, you didn't go out with him, then find out that that's what he wanted or whatever. I am now celibate and not dating. But now I have terrible regret for the terrible choices I have made. My question is, how can I move past my embarrassment and regret for bad decisions I have made with men? Well, we all, any woman who has ever dated is in that same boat with you. But, when you make bad decisions, these are lessons for you to learn. That's all they are. You understand? There are lessons for you not to repeat this again. You see? Even with the man who wanted to hook up. You ran into that man so that you can be aware of any men that come to you that want that. You see? You'll see that red flag right away. So, it's no reason for you to feel embarrassed at all. At all. I'm sure you haven't done nearly enough things that I have done. You understand? But you can't live with that embarrassment or whatever. Number one, you need to heal. You need to heal. That's number one. And I think I'm going to put a video. I'm going to put something in the description that will help you to heal how you feel about your decisions. Just understand that the decisions or the choices that we make in life, that's your free will. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I bet your intuition was telling you something different and you weren't listening. Because your intuition is your spiritual guide to let you know, don't go that way. Watch out for him. You understand? And a lot of times we don't listen, especially if we see something that we really desire. And something that we really want to do. We don't listen to intuition. But the intuition is always right. Always. It's your spiritual guide. You see, you came here with that gift to guide you through life. Listen to it. But don't you feel like you feel awful because you made these bad decisions about men. Brush yourself off, heal, and move forward. If you want to date, date. But don't date online. Don't date online. And don't chase men. You see? I'm sure that men approach you anyway. You see? But if you're in the right spirit, then the right spirit men will approach you because they'll be attracted to the energy that you are projecting. Remember, it's all spiritual and it's all energy. So you always want to be projecting positive, happy energy. And men will approach you. You see? And then you take your time with men that approach you. Don't just jump into it because he looks good and he's talking good and he's telling you all these things what you two can do together. No. Make him prove it. Wait until he can prove what he's saying before you even think about opening your legs. You understand? See, we women, we do that too fast. As soon as we meet a man that looks good, you see, and as soon as we're together with the man, here we go. Giving him what he really wants. And you think that that's the beginning of a relationship. That's the beginning of nothing. Of nothing. Because that's what the man wants. That's his motivator. Sex and food. So when he comes to you, when he sees you, if you are a younger woman, I don't know if you told me, you're 57. Okay, there are a few things that you need to look out for. And let me see, did you say when your second marriage ended, you started dating? And that's fine, but just remember that dating is not about sex. You see, the media and society has made you think that's what it is. Dating is only getting to know the person. Go out, have fun with the person, get to know, let him take you home and he goes to his home. That's dating. Not he takes you out and then he wants to come up in your house, have sex with you and go on about No, ladies, you need to cut that out. Period. My advice to you is to heal. And if you want to date, continue dating. You don't have to stop dating just because you had a two-bed or whatever experiences. If you want to date, you can still date. But just remember that it's about having fun. And since you're celibate, don't be afraid to tell a man that you are celibate. You know, women who are celibate, they're afraid to tell a man because they're afraid that the man will run off. If he runs off when you tell him that, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because listen to this. Rejection is a blessing. It's protection. The divine is protecting you. For this man to reject you, it's protecting you because you don't know what kind of agenda this man had for you down the line. So always take it like that. When if a person rejects you, I don't care if it's a man or whoever it is, if you are rejected from anything, it is divine protection. And you need to take it like that. Don't keep going and saying, I'm going to fix myself or do whatever so I don't get rejected. Don't do that. Don't do that. When you are rejected, remember, it's divine protection. That's right. That's right. Because the divine knows what you don't know. Divine sees it in the future, what could happen. You see? And your intuition is trying to guide you. But a lot of people are not listening to their intuition. You see? Because ego is saying, go forward, go to it. That's your ego. That's not your intuition. You understand? You need to take heed. So that's why I say you need to heal. And during the healing process, it will open you up to a newer perspective about men, about dating, and more importantly, about yourself. Because you need to love yourself. Love yourself. And we all do. I'm not just saying just you because, but we all need to love ourselves and not allow anybody to take advantage of that. Okay? So, I hope that I was clear on that answer, and I hope that it helps. Okay? All right, let's go to another letter. For 2 years, I have been talking to this guy named Mr. Fish. I never thought Mr. Fish would take me seriously because he would never introduce me to his family. All right? All I would do is spend the night every weekend, go fishing, cook for me, and have sex 3 times. Oh, okay. Around May 2002, he asked me to be his girlfriend. I told him no because he never showed a boyfriend-girlfriend interest in me. Mr. Fish lives 5 minutes from my house. Okay, so he's like in the neighborhood, and he's asked you to be his girlfriend. What I'm just seeing from that first part is that he just wants somebody to sleep with. He's not looking for a long-term relationship or anything like that, or he would introduce you to his family. Okay, so around December 2021, I reconciled with an old high school crush named Mr. Truck. Okay, we got 2 men here. Mr. Truck, who is an over-the-road truck driver. At first, Mr. Truck was not looking for a serious relationship. So every time he would come home to visit, we would go places, hang out, and have fun. Mr. Truck gave me gifts and would wine and dine me. During the summer of 2022, Mr. Truck gave me an ultimatum to stop permanently talking to my ex. Since I am not married, I can talk to whoever I want to. Hence, my First Amendment. He thinks any conversation, even if it's happy birthday, is disrespectful if I want to be with him. I told Mr. Fish about Mr. Truck, and he basically started treating me better. Yeah, I bet he doesn't want to lose you, but see, he was taking you for granted before. That's Mr. Fish. A week before my birthday, Mr. Fish took me bowling and called Mr. Truck and told him he liked me. Okay? A huge argument started that day, and Mr. Truck threatened to slap me. About a week later, Mr. Fish messaged Mr. Truck on Facebook saying we were just having sex. I'm going to say that. This made me upset. Mr. Fish apologized to me. Mr. Truck thinks that any conversation that I have with Mr. Fish is disrespectful, even though it can be innocent, as the sky is blue. So for months, he would argue with me every day on talking to my ex, even if it was a simple, innocent conversation. Now, Mr. Truck lives an hour away. He wants me to cut off all contact with Mr. Fish. Mr. Truck constantly checks my phone. Mr. Truck would ask, who am I talking to on the phone, and wants to know my every move. Once he checked my phone when I was in the bathroom and deleted old messages from 2 years ago between me and Mr. Fish. Okay. All right. I haven't gone to the end of this letter, but I want to say something here so I don't forget it. Now, Mr. Truck asked you to be his girlfriend. Did you comply to that? Did you tell him, yeah, you are his girlfriend? And it also looks in his letter that you're sleeping with both these men. You're sleeping with both, you're playing both of them. You understand that? This is what it looks like to me, like you playing both of them. And you say you have the right to do it because you're not married and you are single. You have been accepting gifts, money, whatever, from Mr. Truck. Mr. Truck assumes that you are his girlfriend. That's why he's doing those things for you. You understand? And he wants you to be for him. Now, if you want to be honest about this whole situation, you don't need to be sleeping both these men. That's number one. If you want to be honest about the whole situation, you shouldn't be sleeping with both these men who think that you are their girlfriend. Mr. Fish thinks that, and Mr. Truck thinks that you are their girlfriend. And you're causing a lot of confusion between the two. You see, dating them, like I said about dating, you see, when you have sex with them, other than the fact that you're mixing up all these energies, these men are fighting over you. Apparently, they both want you. They both want you. Now, let me go a little. Mr. Truck, he's the one to put the money in. And I'm going to tell you, when a man puts his money in, he's serious. He's not playing. He is not playing. Mr. Fish, he was just taking you for granted. And if he stepped up his game, it's only because he wants to keep you. But that doesn't mean that he can ever step up to plate and treat you like Mr. Truck. Maybe he doesn't have the finances to do it, or whatever the situation is. He didn't do it in the beginning, which tells me he wasn't that serious. He probably was just in it for the sex. Mr. Truck, on the other hand, is more serious. And I can tell that because he put his money in it. You understand? Usually when a man puts money and time and all that in it, he's pretty serious. Okay? So let's see what else happens here. Mr. Truck calls me and blows up my phone whenever he cannot get in contact with me. Yeah, he's possessive because he knows this other man is right in the picture. You see, he knows this other man, and he's giving you money. He's spending money on you. You see, yeah, he's going to want to know where his money is going. Mr. Truck once called me 8 times in the middle of the night and thinks that I am his woman. Yeah, you're right. He thinks you are his woman. Yeah, and you probably acted like his woman as long as he's paying. You probably acted like that. So yeah, and in his mind, you are prone to cheat on him, and he doesn't really want that to happen. You see? So now let's see. That's why he's calling you all these many times. He's going crazy. As of 2023, Mr. Fish is not talking to me at all and cut me off and wants me to leave him alone, which you should. Which you should. Number one, Mr. Truck probably threatened him. That's probably why he wants to leave you alone. He don't want that trouble. That truck driver may hurt him. You understand? So he don't care for you like that. That he's gonna risk life and limb over you. You understand? Okay. The reason I miss Mr. Fish is because I feel as though my life was stress-free and nobody was nagging me all day on who I can and cannot communicate with. I have lost all interest in Mr. Truck due to the fact that he wants me to cut off anyone I previously dated. The everyday arguments, him snooping around my phone, deleting old messages, and questioning me who I'm texting or calling. Mr. Truck wants me to stop talking to anyone that I previously dated or had relations with in the past. What should I do? Okay. From this letter, it looks like you want to do like the men do. You want to play the field, sleep with whoever you want to sleep with, get whatever you can get, and don't be tied down to anybody. Okay? Now, if that's your desire to do that, I think it's better that you don't bring in people who could potentially be hurt by your actions. Okay? And the way to do that is just be upfront and honest with them that you're not looking for anything serious. And you probably did not tell this to either one of these men. You see? If you had told Mr. Truck that, he know he's going to be serious because he put all his money in it. You see, if you had told him that in the beginning, you may have gotten different response from Mr. Truck. Number one, I doubted if he had spent all that money on you. Because it seems that Mr. Truck is looking for a serious relationship. The man probably is on the road all the time. And when he comes home, he wants to know where you are. He wants to be with you. You understand? And when he brings you up, he wants you to answer. You understand? But you want to be free. These men are not the right men for that. There are plenty of men out there who will be free with you. Plenty. Because most of the men out there are not looking for serious relationships. Now, Mr. Fish, you can go back to him. You understand? He probably ran off because Mr. Truck probably threatened him. You understand? Because I think you did say in the letter that Mr. Truck called him. You understand? So he don't want to be bothered with that. But Mr. Fish wasn't really serious anyway. So really he would probably be the better suited for you than Mr. Truck. Mr. Truck, if you keep playing with him, he may end up hurting somebody. You understand? Because that man is not playing with you. So my advice is that you take care of yourself, and I want you to know that you playing a dangerous game for yourself and other people. Other people. And no good will come from this. Because if you ever decide that you want a real, loving, lasting relationship, you're not going to get it until you pay karma for this shenanigans that you're doing right now. You will pay for playing these two men, and you're not going to get away with it. You can't avoid it. Anytime you do damage that hurts other people, it's going to come back to you. There's no way to get around it. So I would suggest that you stop playing this game and reap your losses. You see, and start over. Start a clean slate, being a truthful and honest person with everyone you come in contact with. Tell them, I'm not interested in a serious relationship. I just want to have fun. You say that, and then a man can understand it. And most men will be all in, but they're not going to take care of you. When you accept a man doing all the things that Mr. Trump did for you, you are the one taking advantage of him. And that's why I say that karma will visit you for that. For that. So I hope that you understand this message and take heed. Take heed. You can't go around taking advantage of people and think you're going to get away with it. You'll never get away with it. When that karma wheel comes back around, it's going to hit you right in the behind when you least expect it. You got to be honest with people. Honest across the board. So I hope you understand this message, and I hope that it helps. Okay? Move on. Heal, and live a happier life. That's the message. Okay? Now, for those of you who would like to send in a letter and have me to answer your letter, here's the link right here. Send your letters to MissFaye'sWorld@hotmail.com. MissFaye'sWorld@hotmail.com. And I will either answer your letter over the email, or if the answer I think can help others, I will read it and answer it online. So I hope that this message helps. And I want to thank you all for supporting this channel and for viewing this video. And those of you who send a donation, I really appreciate you so much. And I thank you for that. So be well, be happy, and I hope to see you next time.